I just bought what could be the most dumbest and riskiest purchase of my life. On the auction, I bought a BMW. A BMW alone is risky enough. Flooded from Hurricane Ian because it's in Florida. And on top of that, sight completely unseen because I was in Kentucky at the time of auction. Let me tell you guys the story. So as many of you guys probably know by now, I have officially decided to move to Florida because I think Florida is the most beautiful place in the United States. With that being said, I did need a vehicle in Florida, and what better way to buy a car than off the Copart auction, right? I mean, I am a car guy. So here's the pictures from the auction. It looks pretty darn sketchy because I'm not sure if the water is inside the headlight or outside the headlight. The interior looked really darn clean and dry, so I wasn't too scared about that. Engine cover is off. Who knows how bad can this damage actually be? And these waterline markings on the vehicle, they are not always accurate. So you can't really trust those, but I love the color, I love the mileage, I love the fact that it could have been potentially modded, and I love the fact that it had a 6-speed manual with an M Sport package. So we were driving 50 hours from Washington to Florida. Here is us picking it up at the Copart auction, and to my surprise, I got it fixed up in under 24 hours. So the story starts right over here. In life, if you don't risk big, you never win big. Let me tell you guys, this car here has been the biggest risk of my life, but it's probably been the best vehicle I've ever bought. Interesting, because I'm gonna walk you guys through everything, and I want you guys to let me know, was this an insurance scam? Is somebody going to jail, or what is going on? So as soon as we got to the auction, instantly we wanted to start it up, see if it, water inside, see what the heck is going on. We got there, we opened the car, and it was completely dry. And I'm telling you, when a car is flooded, there is no way you won't see it. You're gonna have to see some kind of corrosion in the wiring. The seat is not gonna work. Something is not gonna work. Even if the water line was right here as claimed per picture, you would still see that covers the seat. That covers almost here. So, there's gonna be a lot of electronics down there that won't work. But I got inside and everything works. Instantly, everything works. It's completely dry inside. I checked the carpets were completely dry. Instantly, I was like, dude, what in the world is going on? Here's where it gets very interesting. We went to the trunk to put a jump box on it because the miles were shown, but we had no other power to the vehicle. This is where I think the insurance scam happened. So I think somebody took an opportunity of Hurricane Ian and decided to write their car off. Everything was dry. The only place that was wet was inside the battery. Down inside there was probably just about that much water. A lot of these vehicles, especially the 4 Series, they leak in the trunk sometimes. If you guys know, there's an amplifier on this side here, and that amplifier, is responsible for the audio in the vehicle. A lot of times water leaks through the trunk. I don't know exactly how, but they go bad. So that's a pretty common issue. If you Google trunk leak M4 or 435, it's pretty common. But here's where it gets very funny. Right here, we see 3 wires that go to the positive terminal. So there's one here, there's this one here, and then there's one in the back. So right there, that thick one. This is just an accessory for the rear camera because it was added on. So this is not supposed to be here from factory. But this one here was unscrewed. This one here was unscrewed as well and tucked away over there, completely hidden. So you couldn't tell that they were connected or they were even supposed to be there. So it looked completely normal. With this one disconnected and this one disconnected, the vehicle wouldn't start. So we got these two connected and the car started up. After we got it started up, half of the electronics were working. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe it actually was flooded. So like the headlight wasn't working. There was a bunch of ABS issues on the dash, I think so, and a couple of other lights that were on. So we started diagnosing and looking at all the fuses. And this is where it gets even more interesting. So inside the battery area, we have what looks to be a BCM. I think that's gonna be a BCM. There's a body control module. So that one answers for the headlights. I don't know exactly what it answers for, but it's a very important computer. There's fuses right here. I started looking at all these fuses and accidentally, I pulled this one here and it was disconnected but tucked back in. I pulled this one, it was disconnected and tucked back in. This one as well was disconnected and tucked back in. So these three here were disconnected. They were not unconnected, but they were just kind of tripping out. So like there was a connection and no connection, connection, no connection. So, and then they were tucked back in to look like they were connected. Anyways, after I connected those three, the entire vehicle started running absolutely perfect with no issues whatsoever. So you guys let me know, is this some kind of insurance scam or what is going on? Additionally, this tire here was flat, so I found something local to Florida, Tampa area. Guy hooked me up with 2 tires for 180 bucks, got that one swapped out, and that is literally it. So I paid $6,800 for this car completely done, meaning there is no lights on the dash. The car is absolutely perfect. I put 4,000 miles on the car and it's just been an absolute dream. Let's take a look at the condition of this car. Look at these seats. It looks like nobody has sat on these seats. Like I'm telling you guys, look at this. The condition is just immaculate. Interior smells fresh, smells new. 6-speed manual. Look at that. The entire car is just in crisp condition. Let's go to the engine bay. Boom. It's missing the engine cover, but don't affect the speed of the vehicle, to be honest. It's got a engine intake, and then if we look down there, kind of hard to tell, but you can definitely tell by looking inside here. You can see a fat aftermarket intercooler. Not sure what brand that is, but it's a big boy. You can see it all the way up here. We have here a JB4 right there. So stage 1 tuned, maybe stage 2, not sure if it has downpipe. Honestly don't know if it has a downpipe. Oh, it looks like it has a downpipe too. Look at this. Hang on. I'm not sure, honestly. Well, on top of all of that, I forgot to mention one more thing. We got our Copart exhaust, and this exhaust alone is almost $3,000, if not more than $3,000. I don't know exactly how much it costs for this car. Let's go ahead and hear it run. Ooh, clutch in. Nice and quiet, because it's not cold. We already kind of warmed it up, but listen to this. That gauge gets hijacked as a boost gauge. So it goes to 0 and then it'll go back to full tank, because we're at full tank right now. There it is. Dang, it sounds insane. This thing is an absolute ripper. We're gonna go ahead and put it into sport mode. You know, what's a BYB video without some drifting? All right, that's the border to Mexico right here, so. This thing pulls so hard. Guys, I think the perfect combo of this N55 with the Copart exhaust and the current tunes it has is just perfect. When I bought this car, and I was not expecting it to be modded, you know, but maybe, right? And even if it was modded, it could have been modded absolutely garbage and cheap with like straight pipe and, you know, just cheap mods in general. But I'm so happy that this is the quality mods, exactly what I like on this car. And I think mods like this will actually raise the price of this vehicle. This thing is just absolute sheer pleasure to drive. It's got so much power and it grips so good. Oh my gosh, let me just show you guys. Dude, it pulls so hard. It just, I literally can't believe I got this thing for this cheap. I'm telling you guys, in life, you know, if you don't risk it, you don't really ever win. To be honest with you, I didn't really risk that much as somebody else would, just because of my experience with Copart and with auctions in general. I really know what to look for. And while we were driving, I really examined all those pictures, made sure I knew what I was buying, made sure the water didn't go past the headlights, and random things to look for that would cause me a lot less headaches in the long run. And all of that actually paid off, ended up giving me the best vehicle I've ever bought for $5,300 winning bid. After fees and everything, it was like 60, probably right around 6. And then documentation was about $400, and then tire, I bought a battery too. So that's the story with this thing. It's absolutely crazy, unreal, doesn't feel real. I posted this car on Facebook Marketplace for $20,000, and I have people coming to look at it. So you guys can count the profits on that one. Well, I do want to warn you guys, even though I got the best deal in the world for a BMW 435, we're gonna go ahead and give you guys a warning and make sure you guys do not make this mistake and not go out there and just buy a random flooded car on Copart because, oh, they're all good cars. No, water is extremely dangerous. And here's a good example. Subaru, a buddy of mine bought, and this thing's been standing for over a month. Unfortunately, he didn't ask for any kind of advice or suggestions from me, but let me tell you guys quickly what the heck is going on. He's changed every computer in here. The car still smells because good luck getting water out of these. He's torn the entire interior apart, put it outside to dry. He's done almost everything, changed every module, changed everything you can literally think of, drained the water out of the engine, drained the water out of the transmission, and now it's at a point where we can't even register the key because we got a brand new key since all the mobilizer and everything's been changed, and we can't register a key. It's dead right now because the battery's gone. But that is something you do not want to be in. This here is a headache. I'm telling you guys, we bought so many computers, so many everything just to get the vehicle started, and it still isn't started. So that's flooded cars for you. Besides that, I am now in Florida, and if there's any car meets, car shows, or anything fun going on around here, please comment down below. And if you guys enjoy this content, smash that like button. Follow me on Instagram, BYBTim, and I will catch you guys on the next one.